Every great once in a while, science serves up a helping of terrifying reality that can really mess with your head. And this time is one of those times. What if I told you that despite all our fancy technology and brainy scientists, we might be living on borrowed time? No, I'm not pulling your leg. Check this out. Right now, there's this asteroid called Apophis hanging out between Mars and Jupiter. We first spotted this thing back in 2004 and had a good old scare because at one point it looked like it might crash into Earth in 2029. While that scare turned out to be a false alarm, it brought something else to light. Scientists found out that they were totally in the dark about asteroids zooming near our planet. They reckon there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of these near-Earth objects hiding in the shadows, lurking in spots where they're hard to spot until it's almost too late. The kicker, we've got nothing to stop them. Forget spaceships and laser beams. Even the best tech we've got right now can only scratch the surface of an asteroid. And that includes NASA's latest DART mission. Remember the one where they crashed a spaceship into an asteroid to try and nudge it out of course? Cool idea, but it's only good for dealing with small asteroids. When it comes to big ones, we are absolutely helpless, and I mean really big. Just think of an asteroid about 1 kilometer wide. If one of those slams into Earth, it could unleash a disaster bigger than anything we've seen before, wiping out all life on the planet. You heard me right, all life. It's not just some sci-fi movie plot, it's science. Scientists have done the math. They know how much energy such an impact would release, and they've checked the historical record. There's evidence of these massive impacts happening on Earth way back when, around 66 million years ago. A massive asteroid or comet smacked into Earth and caused a mass extinction that wiped out about 75% of all species on the planet. That's when the dinosaurs roamed the Earth, and as we all know, they didn't make it to the present day. The impact of this massive rock left a giant scar on Earth's surface, a hole over 180 kilometers wide and 30 kilometers deep in what is now the peninsula in Mexico. We call it the Chicxulub crater. And it's the reason why we know that Earth has taken hits like this before, and it can happen again. Here's the mind-blowing part. Scientists say that the next one might be coming sooner than we think. They've done the math and figure out that the odds of a massive asteroid hitting Earth in the next 100 million years are about 1 in 100,000. That's pretty scary, considering that just a few years ago we thought it was a 1 in a billion shot. What's worse, we don't just have to worry about an asteroid slamming into dry land. About 71% of our planet is covered by water, and if a huge rock strikes the ocean, it can cause gigantic tsunami waves that can reach heights of over 100 meters. These monstrous waves can travel at speeds of up to 800 kilometers per hour and wreak havoc on coastal areas thousands of kilometers away from the impact site. Imagine that. In a flash, entire cities can be wiped out, collapsing within minutes. And here's another scary twist. Scientists believe that the waves generated by such an impact could be even bigger than usual. Why? Because an asteroid striking the ocean floor can trigger underwater volcanoes and earthquakes. And that's just the beginning. Earthquakes of magnitude 9 or higher can lead to even more chaos. Islands can vanish beneath the waves. Underwater landslides can happen and whole mountain ranges can collapse into the sea. It's like a chain reaction of destruction. And let's not forget about the long-term effects. An asteroid impact in the ocean can kick up a massive amount of dust and gases into the atmosphere. This can block sunlight and cool the planet for years, leading to a phenomenon known as impact winter. During this time, crops fail, temperatures plummet, and people struggle to survive. It's a tough spot to be in, especially when the normal patterns of weather get messed up and rain and snow become unpredictable. Just imagine a world where it's always winter and there's no sign of spring. Scary, right? In the midst of all this doom and gloom, there is one small glimmer of hope. Thanks to modern technology, we have the ability to spot potentially dangerous asteroids that might be on a collision course with Earth. Keep in mind, though, that this detection technology is still in its infancy. When it comes to spotting dark asteroids or those that zip around the sun in unpredictable ways, we are mostly in the dark. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And to make matters worse, if an asteroid gets too close to Earth, we might only have less than a year to figure out what to do. This leaves us in a tricky situation. We need to find a way to defend ourselves against these space rocks before it's too late. And that's no easy feat. Currently, we've only got two options. Kinetic impactors, which use a spacecraft to crash into an asteroid and deflect it. Or nuclear options, which involve nuking an asteroid. Both of these methods require careful planning and execution, and they take time. This means that if we don't spot a dangerous asteroid early enough, we might not have the time we need to save ourselves. In short, we are in a race against time. The ticking clock is a constant reminder of the urgency of this situation, and with each passing moment, the danger of a massive asteroid impact looms larger. We have to act fast. In a nutshell, we're in a bit of a pickle. On one hand, we're getting better at spotting potentially dangerous asteroids. But on the other hand, our ability to defend ourselves against them is still lagging behind. And the gap between these two is only getting smaller. We've got to put the pedal to the metal and develop new ways to detect and defend against these space rocks before it's too late. Otherwise, we might end up like the dinosaurs, extinct and forgotten. But it's not all doom and gloom. With a bit of luck and a whole lot of effort, we can save ourselves from a world of hurt. So let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. If a massive asteroid is hurtling towards Earth, we need to be ready, and that means developing new technologies, training emergency personnel, and educating the public. We also need to work together as a planet, because this is not something that any one country can handle alone. It's going to take a global effort to save us all. In a way, it's like we're in the middle of a silent invasion. We can't see the enemy, but we know it's coming, and the only way to win this battle is to be prepared. So let's hope for the best, but plan for the worst. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. But hold on a minute. There's another wrinkle in this crazy quilt of a problem. Beneath Earth's surface, things are heating up in more ways than one. Volcanoes around the globe are showing signs of waking up, and scientists are keeping a close eye on them. Some volcanoes are rumbling more than usual, and others are swelling up, letting us know that they're ready to blow. And let's not forget about the earthquake front. Scientists have noticed that quakes are happening more often, and they're getting stronger too. All this volcanic and earthquake action could spell big trouble for us. You see, it's not enough to worry about asteroids zooming towards us. We've also got to keep an eye on what's happening beneath our feet. If an asteroid hits the ocean near a volcano, it could be the last straw that volcano needs to blow its top. And then we're talking serious mega-tsunamis that could reach heights of up to 100 meters. Imagine that. Now add earthquakes into the mix and things get even crazier. If they hit the wrong spots, they could trigger underwater landslides and make those tsunami waves even bigger. It's like Mother Nature is gearing up for a full-on attack, and she's got a whole arsenal of weapons at her disposal. But we're not sitting ducks. We've got some pretty smart folks working on ways to spot these potential disasters early. For example, there's this cool project called Global Observation System, or GEO. It's basically a network of radars that keeps tabs on volcanoes and earthquakes around the clock. If anything weird is cooking beneath the surface, GEOS is usually the first to know. Another neat trick we've got up our sleeves is satellite surveillance. Satellites orbiting our planet can monitor volcanoes and keep an eye on earthquake activity. If something kicks off under the sea, satellites can quickly relay the info to emergency services on the ground. It's like having your own personal band of skywatchers, always on the lookout for trouble. But even with all these fancy tools, we can't be 100% certain what Mother Nature has up her sleeve. It's like trying to predict the weather, except this is way more serious. We've got to be prepared for all sorts of crazy scenarios, like asteroids hitting volcanic hotspots or earthquakes shaking things up in unexpected ways. So here's what we need to do. First, we've got to keep learning. Science and technology are constantly evolving, and we need to stay on top of that curve. The more we know, the better prepared we are. Second, we need to share info. It's not enough for scientists to keep tabs on these potential disasters. We all need to be in the loop. That way, we can work together to figure out the best way to respond to whatever comes our way. And third, we need to be proactive. Don't wait for something to happen before taking action. Let's invest in research, develop new technologies, and train emergency personnel. It's better to be ready and not need it than to be caught off guard. In a nutshell, we've got to remember that we are just visitors on this planet. Earth is our home, but it's not ours to keep. We've got to respect that it has a mind of its own, and we need to treat it with care. Yes, we've got some awesome tech and some smarty pants scientists, but that doesn't mean we're invincible. We are not in charge of the universe, and sometimes we just have to roll with the punches. So let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. It's always better to be ready. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to share any thoughts or comments you have. Your engagement helps us grow and bring you more exciting content. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next video.